Dudley Zoo has 40 acres and more than 1,000 animals representing over 200 different species. It is open every day except Christmas. Over 200,000 people visit the zoo every year. In 78 years, more than 30 million people have passed through its turnstiles. The third Earl of Dudley commissioned the modernist architect Bernard Lubetkin and his architectural group Tecton to design and build the zoo from scratch. It only took them 18 months. This was the elephant house, but there are no longer any elephants. Lubetkin and his group pioneered the use of reinforced concrete, and the zoo is designed to ensure that the view of the Grade 1 listed 11th century castle isn't impaired. The zoo was opened in 1937. On the day it opened, over 250,000 people queued around the block to buy tickets. Assistant curator Richard Brown prepares a meal for the Sumatran tigers. Richard checks the electric fences and then sprays perfume and spreads Marmite to stimulate the tiger's sense of smell. In the 1930s, Lubetkin wrote, "The huge industrial population of the Black Country lives a far duller life than southern workers. For amusement, the choice is more or less limited to the public house, the rather rare cinema, and the Saturday football match. Opportunities for outdoor recreation are almost non-existent." Here are the Sumatran tigers. There are fewer than 200 left in the wild. Joao, the male tiger, recently arrived from a German zoo to be paired with Dasip, the female tiger. Zoos became widespread during colonial times. Exotic animals were brought back from foreign countries for private collections, scientific study, and public zoos. The architect became central to the design of every major zoo. Peter Suddock, chief executive of the zoo, meets with the zoo's architects. In 2009, the World Monuments Fund announced that the zoo's architecture was an endangered heritage site. The architects are unhappy with the thickness of the newly restored Z.
Big open spaces because people have got buggies and prams and that sort of thing, so they can work everywhere. Because at the moment,
a recent grant of 1.15 million from the Heritage Lottery Fund has allowed the zoo to restore 4 of Lubetkin's 12 enclosures, known as tectons. The next tecton to be restored will be the Bear Ravine. When the Bear Ravine was being built, a huge underground cavern was discovered, and its design had to be modified.
We're not going to get it back so you can see concrete. Well, that's the worrying thing with you underneath and stuff. You get the dock here.
Where would a zoo be without its backroom staff? And the zoo's library and archives preserve a wealth of history. After the rain, work can now begin on the restoration of the Bear Ravine. Led by construction supervisor Carlo Deponio, a local apprentice training scheme has been launched, giving students the chance to learn new skills and techniques. Over the years, rain has seeped in and decayed the reinforced concrete. Now it needs to be stripped down before it can be restored to its former glory. These kiosks were originally used for selling sweets and ice creams. The promenading spaces linking the tectons are designed to convey a dynamic sense of movement and organic spatiality. Lubetkin promoted the modernist view that visionary architecture should combine the organic and the geometric with the technological. Someone once said that the most dangerous animal in a zoo was the architect. This was the birdhouse, but it is no longer in use. Here we have 3 enclosures in one, the polar bear complex. It was built into an old quarried area on the southern side of the hill. Lubetkin wrote that the zoo was a geometric design, providing architectural settings for the animals in such a way as to present them dramatically to the public, in an atmosphere comparable to that of the circus.
Now there's a couple of different ways to feed them. One way is to take a handful of fish and throw it into the pool, which is called scatter feeding, and it encourages the sea lions to swim around and forage for their food. This is both mentally and physically stimulating.
Oh, Elliot.
Is Elliot
Been
here?
here for a while, yeah.
Elliot's been busy, hasn't he?
Very. Being beaten up by other males because he's pinching their girls.
The type that we have here at Dudley are Humboldt penguins. These guys are medium-sized by their family standards, and they're named after Alexander von Humboldt.
In the Queen Mary restaurant, they are preparing for a busy day ahead. Designed by Lubetkin, the restaurant has a dance floor where tea dances used to take place in the afternoons. Lubetkin, who trained in Russia and Europe, stood against the parochialism of British architecture. He said, "I have the unfashionable conviction that the proper concern of architecture is a thesis, a declaration, a statement of the social aims of the age." Darkness slowly descends on Dudley town. Ghosts are said to haunt the castle that overlooks the zoo. One was said to be an old woman who once lived in the keep. She apparently hanged herself from the battlements, and her black cat was found dead beneath her swinging body.
Once you get back to the top, on your fifth route, go through the castle courtyard, through the balloon archway, and you will have finished.
Today is Onesie Day, a fundraising event in aid of the Sumatran tiger in the wild.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
It's the breeze I don't like. I'll breathe you.
The chairlift was built in 1958, and after being out of use for many years, it was recently restored. Animals help us slow down and find our own rhythms. They teach us that work is not everything. The animal has been used to provide the secret of our origins. Scientists used evolutionary theory to rationalize our superiority to other animals and to each other. Like the film image, the animal enclosure organises how we look and see. Because we are normally not allowed to touch the animals, looking takes the place of touching. But for many animals, eye contact is a sign of aggression. Inca, an Asiatic bear, is 36 years old and was rescued from another zoo. The zoo is like an ark, saving animals from the flood, and it is the care of animals that humanises us. But if climate change should destroy what we call civilization, would not the human soon become animal again? Lubetkin's architecture was designed with the belief that it could contribute towards a better future for working class people, helping to overcome social inequality by stressing a collective identity.
You got 5, really?
They don't make very good pets. They need for every single day. They're also very expensive, very much hard work.
I'm stuck, you know, I keep doing that with my charm. I pulled all this. No. In my charms.
zoo had 2,475 visitors today. The animals are preparing themselves for Sunday. Now they need time to themselves, time to think, time to sleep, and time to dream.